MLP is back and it delivered everything from court color controversy, rule issues, crazy results, these serves from Christian Alshon, and of course, yesterday's mess. I'm recording this from the airport at 5 a.m. right now, but we all turned on the stream and thought, what the is this? With Orlando being the host of the tournament, they painted the courts orange and blue. There were plenty of complaints, but having played 6 matches on center court, I don't think it affected play at all, and I think it was a really cool and personalized look from an invested ownership group. Most importantly, it made for some pretty good memes too. As for rule changes, we had the first event with traditional scoring, and it seems like the fans really miss rally scoring. I'll give my full thoughts on rally versus traditional on this week's Pickle Pod. And finally, we have the serve rule change, where we're allowed to drop the ball from as high as our shoulder, and the contact height requirement was removed. Let's just say that a couple of us took full advantage.
What we saw in rally scoring last season.
We see on the Brooklyn Pickleball team, they don't do
Enforcement was all over the place, with some refs calling faults and others not, but I've got to call out some good sportsmanship from Christian Alshon. He was given a warning for a high release on a serve that he actually missed, which I think is ridiculous. So apparently so did he. He tapped the next serve into the net, which was good sportsmanship. Anyway, the new serve rules are just another failed serve regulation experiment on the way to the inevitable implementation of the drop serve. With Hunter Johnson out with an injury, the Mad Drops used on-site alternate AJ Kohler instead of their own sub, Wes Burrows, which begs the question, why do we have alternates if we're not going to use them, and because they can be stolen by other teams? I think there needs to be a penalty significant enough to dissuade this going forward. Diving into results, let's take a look at the player standings. Okay, never mind. These are completely broken. The team results make sense, though, right? Well, not really, but the key metric here is points per match, since some teams like us had 6 matches, while other teams only had 2. Considering points per match, the top 5 teams now are the Flash, the Shock, the Ranchers, the Squeeze, and Jersey. The Flash had a great event, winning all 4 of their matches in regulation, and what's more, Georgia Johnson didn't drop a single game. She's pretty clearly the MVP of this weekend. The Shock played only 2 matches, won them both, beating Brooklyn in a Dreambreaker and us in regulation, which we'll get to shortly. The Ranchers went 3-1, taking a loss to the Sliders. The Squeeze went 4-1, taking a loss to Brooklyn. The Sliders and the Hogs were the biggest question marks heading into this season. The Sliders got off to a slow start, but found some rhythm later, which is good because they played 6 matches in Orlando, and they're playing 6 in Columbus next weekend, meaning that their season is basically halfway through in just 2 weeks. The Hogs lost both of their matches 3-1, disappointing anybody that was hoping for some Ben Johns MLP magic. As many predicted, we're already seeing the huge difference between the teams that are invested in winning and the teams that aren't. We went 5-1 with 3 regulation wins, 2 Dreambreaker wins, and took a loss to the Shock in the last and the most dramatic match of the weekend. The women made a late comeback but fell 11-8. Will and I lost 11-7, setting up AL and Will versus Kate and Hayden. It was a pretty vanilla match, to be honest, until the end, when Hayden called Leigh Waters a bitch and all hell broke loose. Leigh gave Hayden a piece of her mind as well. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of shit talk, but this pretty clearly crossed the line from normal shit talk to a personal attack. Leigh obviously shouldn't have tracked him down like that, but can you really blame her? But hey, at least he offered this half apology.
It is what it is. It's the heat of the moment. You know, you can call me whatever. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have done it, but it is. Yeah, I said it.
Unfortunately, Megan and I weren't able to force a Dreambreaker against Anna and Gabe, and the Shock closed us out 3-1. So I focus a lot on the quirks and the controversy, but I genuinely think that this was a top 5 Major League Pickleball event and a great start to the season. The crowds were great, the Squeeze ownership did a great job, and MLP is back. Please subscribe so I can pay my targeting fee.
Oh my.